Hey guys, Dr. Epic here, back with some more Metagel. Today I wanted to explore the Nexus station of Andromeda a little bit, so just lean back, grab a sandwich and relax. It might be cold outside, but it's about to get warm all up in my jazz. First, thank you for clicking. Let's get to it. Let's explore and later speculate on Nexus's role in future games. The Nexus is a space station created by the Milky Way species in the Andromeda galaxy, located in the Helios star cluster, orbiting the star Zheng-He and an unnamed gas giant. One speculated reason as to why this gas giant is unnamed, despite its significance and importance to the Nexus as a gravitational anchor, is exactly that. It is so symbolically significant that the Milky Way species haven't been able to form a consensus for the name yet. The Nexus is designed to serve a similar role to the citadel of the Milky Way galaxy, acting as a uniting capital for all species and a safe harbor. The Nexus resembles a smaller, citadel-inspired construction, with only 2 wards, compared to the citadel's 5 much larger arms. The Nexus also intends to have a construction similar to the Presidium of the Citadel, with a green and comfortable design for organic life. The Nexus is supposed to help colonists and explorers reach their golden worlds and act as a unifying force in regards to resource management, economy, and peacekeeping forces. One of the features to do this is the anchor point in the middle of the Nexus station, serving as a docking port for the Andromeda Initiative ARCs. The ARCs can dock here and share power with the Nexus, storage space, and resources. The Nexus is expected to be 15.47 kilometers in length when finished, that is 9.59 miles. That's an important caveat, when finished. The Nexus space station is under construction and has been to this date since the Milky Way's first arrival. This is sadly not according to plan. Upon arrival in the Andromeda galaxy, it became clear that a local cluster-spanning phenomenon of dark energy and radiation would make things very difficult, being lethal not only directly to ships and people alike, but also making communications and long-range scanning immensely more challenging. This phenomenon, known as the Scourge, made colonization of Andromeda exponentially and absurdly more difficult than predicted. Despite the challenges, resulting in, amongst other things, that the ARCs weren't showing up to agreed upon times, and some disappearing without a trace and without ever making it to the initiative meeting point at all, work on the Nexus would commence in hopes that things would work out, as long as they put in the effort. This, despite the fact that most of the leadership had been killed in the initial Scourge interaction. An initiative in disarray attempted to construct the Nexus and simultaneously colonize planets to find resources and safe harbor. Neither facet of the plan worked successfully. The colonization efforts were a bust, the Golden Worlds revealing themselves to be inhospitable wastelands in contrast to the initial scans from the Milky Way. A local hostile species known as Ket harassing the Milky Way species relentlessly and fatally. Low resources. All of this made the leadership and the people, after a while, give up on colonizing the once golden worlds. Disarray, desperation, chaos in leadership, malcontent, and hopelessness amongst the people, fear for their lives and fear of the monsters in space, led factions of the Nexus to rebel and commit mutiny towards the established leaders, who could not inspire trust. This effectively led to a miniature civil war aboard the station, leading the leadership to promise the Krogan inhabitants more power in initiative decisions if they only used their natural brute force talents to oust the rebels. The rebellion was quashed, but the consensus of available historical documents say that the leadership refused to make good on their promise to the Krogan, leading to another mutiny, this time by the Krogans. This, poetically and perhaps ironically, was a much more peaceful rebellion, at least as far as the Krogan rebellions go, and the Krogans, like the rebels they exiled, simply left the station, though on their own volition, in order to create a new, better life for themselves. It wasn't until the Ark Hyperion and the human Pathfinder arrived that things started looking up for the Nexus, bringing back enough power to turn on the lights and restart major construction projects and colonization efforts. With more peaceful times perhaps ahead for the Helios cluster, golden worlds on the mend, it's not easy saying what role Nexus will have in future games. It's clearly not needed as much as when the planets themselves can provide food, water and strategic safety more than the Nexus. The Nexus, I believe, will forever have a strong cultural role in Helios, at least to the Milky Way species, as a hub for all their species and alliances, as well as a strong symbol of how they can overcome anything when one keeps one's hope alive. If the next games will visit or reference Andromeda in a meaningful way, I expect Nexus to be addressed and referenced, perhaps more so than any other world I have covered in this series. That is due to its strong similarities to the Citadel, and we all know how central the Citadel was to the plot in the OG trilogy. I then fully expect to see the Nexus likely finished and no longer under construction. That is something I really want to see before my life is over. We'll have to wait and see if BioWare or EA has the quads to revisit the Andromeda Galaxy though. Other than that, there's really not that much to say about the Nexus yet. I do hope to see it again, and at least hope to see you again in another video, if this wasn't completely terrible. Remember, like if cool, dislike if cringe. This is Dr. Epic signing out. Subscribe for a hammer or something so you can help us finish this damn thing. And there are the human refrigerators. The human grocery store. Ain't that fresh.